Welcome to Let's Play Tourist Trophy Part 4. And it's time to get our final of the 4 licenses, the Super License. This is what you would expect. It's the Super License. It's all one lap time trials, just as any Gran Turismo Super License would be. Our first one is at Tsukuba, which I don't think this is my first attempt, but this is definitely my first completed lap, obviously, in a Yamaha TZ125. And I don't really know what else to say about these. So just enjoy the ride, I guess. I don't fucking know. But yeah, it's kind of... Oh, excuse me. Holy fuck, that was a random ass yawn. Anyways, just kind of have to learn the track, get a good lap around it. Yada yada yada. Actually, now that I think about it, I think my one of my fails was I actually went wide on the exit of the final turn, went off track. Oops. But overall, this wasn't too bad of a license to get compared to other super licenses. Like I said, this game has probably some of the easiest licenses to gold in the entire GT series. And there we go. That's Tsukuba down, 2/10 ahead. So we move on to S2, which is around New York. This one I'm actually surprised I did. Well, it wasn't my first attempt, but it was my first attempt to get past the first turn. Just riding a big street bike, and well, it's New York. It's a street course. I can't even touch walls. So you know. But yeah, first try here, I missed a braking point here, went sliding up into the wall. This time I hit it very well. And overall, this is a difficult test to not fail, but it's not a difficult test to get the gold. Especially if you have experience with this track. Which luckily I do. You know, since I did that whole GT4 LP. This turn I almost got into the wall, late on the brakes, but managed to save it. Thankfully. Just kind of watching this bike suspension at work. I really like seeing that, I don't know why. I just do. Okay, just gotta make it through all these fucking right angle turns that this place has. I adjust my steering a little bit there. I want to take that a little wider than you would want to, just to avoid smacking your head on the wall. Because that's not good. And then we just have to make it around the roundabout. So, on the brakes. Nice and smooth. Staying in second gear because I'm a cool kid. Gotta be very patient going around there. A little early, or a little too much throttle there, spun the tire, but we're good. And then just a long run to the finish line, and I actually destroyed the gold time for this. 2 seconds. So like I said, hard to not fail, easy to gold. This one, it was actually my very first attempt at this one, Grand Valley Speedway, in a Honda CB 1100XX or something like that. I think that's what I saw. So, this by no means is an easy test, though. I just happened to get it on my first try. Of course, the first difficult part is immediate, this fucking approach to the first hairpin. But I managed to keep it very under control. Just go through the uphill S. Climbed up the curb there. That could have been bad. Also took this wide. So overall this S was very not good. Down to the second hairpin. One's getting a little late on the brakes. A little wide of an apex. This lap doesn't look like a gold medal lap yet, but it is. Or else I wouldn't be showing it. Through this section here, this multi-apex section. big slide. Holy shit. I forgot about that slide. That was a massive slide, but I was able to regroup, thankfully. Now into the, this section. This section. It's almost, similar to the, boot section at Watkins Glen. Almost. It really isn't. But I don't fucking know. It's like if the boot was more sweepery or something. I don't know. I'm just making up shit at this point. Anyways, S-hairpin. S-hairpin pretty easy to get around in a motorcycle. No problem there. I'll just get around the final turn, which I always take slower than I can, because I don't fucking know. Just happens, and big wheel spin again. Bike got a little upset, but even though that lap was as shit as it was, still 1 second above the goal time. So yeah, this one's a little bit forgiving, it seems. Now we move on to S4, which is a lap around Laguna Seca in a Honda CB750F. This one took a few tries, because this track's pretty difficult. I mean, hell, it's hard enough for a car, let alone a bike. I'm sure you can only imagine. So here we go. Around the Andretti hairpin. Behind my ghost because I suck. Turn 3 was kind of difficult for me, yeah. Just watching my ghost go very wide. Yeah. It's about right. Almost went off here. Thought I was going to, but managed to stay on the track. With that little bit outside strip, which is really helpful. Alright, turn 6. This is where you would think that it would be very hard to not crash the bike, but it's surprisingly very stable around turn 6, despite how much of a dip it is. And now the fun part, the corkscrew, which I managed to actually get good braking for. Almost fell off there, kind of hooked it around. Excuse me. But overall, that was a good corkscrew. 2 seconds up on my ghost. Just gotta make it around turn 10 and then turn 11. And a little late on the brakes, missed the apex, but got a decent exit. So it doesn't matter. Plus I had a lot of extra time to waste, so there we go. Actually I didn't. Because I was 2 seconds up on my ghost, but I only got the gold by 2/10, so never mind. Anyways, S5, Sonoma, or Infineon Raceway. This is, well, it's a pretty cool track. As you see, I can tell by the map, the layout's a little different in this game. It uses that, the IndyCar chicane, and also the, excuse me, earlier hairpin at the end. Overall, this is, not too bad of a track for motorcycles. The only difficult part for me is the carousel, which you'll see in a second here. Also, this turn right here, kind of have to play with the throttle because these bikes can't get through their full throttle, and I almost went in the grass there and failed. Yeah, carousel, it's very easy to slide your bike, at least for me, on the approach to the carousel, so gotta be careful at that. That'd be another place where using front brake exclusively would probably be a little helpful. Excuse me. Around turn 7 hairpin, and then through the S's and into the new section for this. Instead of going all the way around that sweeper, we go through this little straightaway into a chicane. Very tight chicane. drive off the chicane, go around turn 10. And then the hairpin is right fucking here instead of going all the way down the track to the pit lane. Went a little wide on that exit, almost hit a cone, and I'm sure that would have equaled fail. But there we go. That was a lap around Sonoma for this game. And I'm gonna die. Excuse me. Damn it, I hate being sick. Anyways, to the second half of the license. Midfield Raceway. This one's a fun track in a motorcycle, I'm not gonna lie. Of course, this is a fun track anyways, but yeah, here we go. First completed lap, but not first attempt. Almost went off there. A little late on the brakes for the first turn, but made it. A little bit of wheel spin. Just make it through this S. And then we get to the fun part of the track. Which is first is double apex, which I slid into. But managed to keep it under control, so that's good, and my speed up. Now around this big ass sweeper. And downhill to the hairpin. Gotta be, approach this a little cautiously, or at least I did. Nice apex in the hairpin. Just stomp on the throttle and tuck. Gotta be careful here. Not fall off the bike, which I didn't, thankfully. There we go, and then the long run to the finish line. And bam. 2/3 of a second. Actually, it was closer to half a second, but yeah. So that was that. Next up is Special Stage Route 5, which this was my first attempt at to get the gold. And we're using the Yoshimura Hayabusa X1. Yeah, this is a thing. But this is another pretty difficult track just because it's a street course. So, you know, you make a mistake, you go off into the wall and fail. But this track itself is quite difficult for a motorcycle. The approach to the tunnel turn is kind of difficult. As this little section here, because you want to go get a low apex, but in doing so, that risks bonking the wall and falling off the bike, and thus failing. So don't want to do that. So I'm going to take it a little wider than you would want, than you probably want to. And we have the hairpin here. Took it wide, but it's okay, got decent speed off. Didn't really set up this corner very well, but once again, it was alright. And now we have the chicane. Chicane's pretty fun, not gonna lie. Just gotta whip it around, whip it back, and get on the throttle. And I royally fucked up this final turn, but still got an okay exit, even with the wheel spin. Now just down the long ass front straightaway to our goal. And there we go. 1.25 seconds past the goal time. So yeah, because it was a street course, I'm sure it was a little more forgiving, but yeah. Here's a difficult one. Fuji. The 90s course. This one took a few tries, I think, if I remember correctly. But, yeah. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's Fuji. High speed, tight turns. Gotta be careful with the throttle. See, I'm being very hesitant on going full throttle. The approach to the first chicane. A little late on the brakes, but managed to keep my speed down and keep my bike down. in a good way. This corner you have to be very careful with. Never go full throttle in a high power bike. Just don't do it. You will spin the tire, and you'll probably fall off because of it. So you just want to do partial throttle around that big sweeper fuck. Now the approach to this chicane is really fucking annoying because the track tightens up a little bit there. You're just kind of coasting along before you actually start braking for the chicane. That was a little sketchy of an exit, but it's all good. And the final turn almost went off into the grass. So here's another spot where you have to be very careful about the throttle. Don't want to go full throttle until you're completely straight. And yeah, that's a lap of Fuji. It's a good lap at Fuji. Well, decent. It's good enough. So you know. So yeah, 2 tests to go. And next we go to Trial Mountain in a Kawasaki Zephyr 1100. This is another kind of difficult track for a motorcycle. So you first complete a lap, not first attempt though. Almost failed there because I took that very, very wide. But managed to keep it on the course. Yeah, this has a couple spots where it's easy to fall off the bike. Haven't approached any yet. You'd think that tunnel would be a little difficult, but no, it's fine. That was not a good turn. I had to slow down a little more there. Here's a spot where it's kind of easy to fall off if you're not careful, because of that quick uphill dip. And then down along back straightaway, up the hill. Going over this crest, the bike gets very unstable and likes to bounce around a lot. Here's another spot where you can probably fall off. I don't really remember. It's been a while since I've been at Trial Mountain. It's also been a while since I recorded this. But around the S into this next hairpin, nice and smooth. This is a really hard turn for me to hit the apex, right? Like I said, yeah. I don't know why. And then we get to the fun part, this little chicane here, high-speed chicane. Tried to take it carefully, almost went up into the wall, but managed to keep it going, keep power up, and just stay on it and commit, and I got the gold. And now for our final graduation test, we are in a Honda CBR 1000 RR for a lap around Suzuka. So yeah, that's what you'd expect from a graduation test. Big track, big difficult track. This took a lot of tries just to get through the first turn, because I always miss that braking point for some reason. I'm really bad at that in this game. But not much else to say. It's Suzuka. It's gonna be 2 minutes. So yeah. Around the S's. Didn't start off very well, but overall a fairly good run around the S's. Almost went into the grass there because I took that too slow. That was extremely close. Another like centimeter and that would have been a fail. And one thing I failed to mention was that left-hander after the S's, big sweeper. If you're on a fast bike like this, you want to once again do the partial throttle thing, because wheel spin, and also this can't go around the turn at full throttle. That hairpin was very nice and smooth. That was really good. And then the chicane, which if this is your first time at Suzuka, this will throw you the fuck off. You're not expecting it unless you look at the map and realize, oh, there's a chicane there. But yeah, oop, wheel spin there. Somehow. Not sure how I managed to do that. Around Spoon Corner. Trying to get a good exit here. And long run down the back straight. Over the bridge, braking for 130R. And then finally, the final chicane, which I was a little late on the brakes for, but managed to get through it decently, at least decently enough. And then just to the line, and there we go. Gold at Suzuka. That was my first completed lap too. So that's it for the license tests. We have graduated with our super license. Fuck yeah. I am the qualified super rider, yay. So now we get all of our gear and shit. So for bronze, we get all this. Hooray. Bunch of Alpine Stars boots. For silver, we get all of this. And for gold, we get all of, wait for it, this. Both of it. And finally our prize bike for getting the gold super license, Yoshimura Katana 1135R. Pretty cool bike. And stuff. So there we go, we have finished the licenses, everything is gold. So let's check out our Katana. Also, we actually didn't get a Honda this time. First, let's check out our status. All gold, 40 gold licenses, hooray. No progress because the game doesn't count license as progress for some reason. I don't fucking know, that's just a Gran Turismo thing. And there's our Katana. Huzzar. So, with that, we move on to our next major part of the LP, which will be once we get to the menu here, we'll be going to the challenge mode for our next group of segments, so stay tuned for that.